Good morning. Okay, I just want to address something that we not going to be doing in 2022. Okay? Take it or leave it. I think some of y'all don't know what advice truly is. Okay, let me go down the list. Advice. It's a suggestion, a recommendation. It could fall under an opinion. Yeah. Okay? It's an advice. Now, what I don't understand with some of y'all is some of y'all give this advice unsolicited advice, okay? Or it's advice that's required or asked of you. Okay, so you give your suggestion, you give your opinion, you give your feedback, because I think that's advice as well. You give your feedback. But an advice is not a fact. It's not a command. It's not a law, okay? And some of y'all get mad when another grown person makes a decision not to take your advice, your suggestion, your recommendation, or your feedback, or your opinion. We all grown out here. We're grown, okay? So if you with your grown self at this big age decides to give a friend, a family member, an advice, whether it's asked or it's not asked, okay? And the person decides to do what they want to do anyway, because that's what people do. They do what they want to do anyway. You leave people alone to see what they will do or what they choose to do or what they would rather do. But where some of y'all get it twisted is where y'all getting mad about what somebody decides to do with their life. Like, if it's not directly affecting you about what Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, or Sue decides to do with their life at this grown big age, some of y'all big mad. That stuff it's asinine to me. Like, you go vex with me about what me decide for do with my life. And I just need y'all to let that penetrate. Just swallow that. Let's swish it around in your mouth, swallow it, and penetrate it, okay? It doesn't make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense. People, what y'all need to understand is, and this don't have to be an adult, an individual is gonna choose to do what that individual wants to do. Okay? This is not a puppet show. This is not do as I say or else. You do that with your kids. Okay? And even with your kids in this day and age, with this generation, everybody is liberated to do what they feel like they need to do because everybody think they grown. Okay? So you take that stance with your kids. But now with another grown person that's going to do what they decide to do with their life. Okay? Whether they ask your opinion or not, whether they ask for your advice or not, they still have to live with the consequences of their decision. Okay? Yes, we see people going down a rabbit hole sometimes and we want to save them, but we can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. Some people need to go through what they need to go through because it's a part of their journey. If you love that person enough as a friend, a spouse, a family member, whoever that person is to you, if you love people, you give them liberty to decide. Okay? And you love them anyway. But what you're gonna do, your only stance is to be honest with that person. If they ask you about how you feel, being that you love them, You're honest with them in telling them, hey, I may agree or I don't agree with your stance, but I'm going to allow you to decide what you want to do, and I'm going to love you and support you in whatever you decide to do. Some on the vex with people because what they decide to do. Do y'all hear how time consuming and dumb that is? So you're going to lose sleep and be mad at somebody about what they decide to do with their life, that they're going to deal with the consequences of their decision anyway, not you. It's just ridiculous to me. Listen, at this big age in 2022, we're going to normalize, like y'all like to say, we're going to normalize, or we're not about to do this. Stop, make people business, but I don't know. Whether the person comes, sometimes people just want to talk, you know. If somebody come to you and talk to you about something, sometimes that person just wants to talk. They just need a listening ear. Somebody don't have to do what you say, or you don't have to keep barking advice or demands about what you think somebody should do with their life. Whether they come to you and ask you or not. Sometimes somebody just want to talk. Sometimes people don't have nobody to talk to, so they just want to talk. Do you think somebody's gonna come to you and tell you something? This is the meat of the matter here. A lot of us grown people already know what we want to do, okay? But sometimes we just want to talk to somebody, okay? It's not a control thing. It's not for you to control me or try to puppet me into what you want me to do, or how you think I should be, or what you expect me to do, or what you expect somebody else to do. This is not about your expectation. People are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day, okay? Nobody's out here to be controlled. We're not answering to massa out here. Okay, some of y'all need to let that marinate or whatever you want to do with it. Let it sink, swallow it, let it digest, okay? But I never understand that. Some of y'all losing sleep. Some of y'all not get high blood pressure over other people's business. Like, why? How is that enhancing your life to be upset about what another person that's not your child, another grown person is doing with? Do y'all realize what year we're in? This is 2022, okay? Your perspective, your opinion, your feedback, your advice doesn't have to be taken. It's not law. How you feel matters to you, whether the person asks you or not. Sometimes somebody just wants you to listen. They already know what they want to do. That's the crazy part about all of this, right? When somebody come to you venting, complaining, they already made up in their mind how they want to handle the situation. They just want to vent it off on you. Or you could decide to tell this person, I don't need that energy today, especially if it's something you have already addressed with the person. You can say to them, you know what, we discussed this already. I told you how I stand on it, but you can deal with how you can deal with it how you decide to deal with it. But I would rather not deal with that today. Respectfully. But somehow not gonna vex with a friend about what they decide to do with their life. That stuff is dumb to me. You can't vex with people about what they decide to do with their life. It's dumb. It's stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I just had to say that because I don't get some of y'all. I don't get some of y'all. There is no way I'm gonna be losing sleep at 38 about what somebody else, even if I love you and I tell you how I feel. I don't like the decisions that you're making. I don't agree with it. But there's no way I'm going to lose sleep about what another grown person with your grown self decide to do with your life. And some of y'all need to pick up that same energy, okay? Some of y'all need to pick up that same energy. All right? Have a blessed start.